The focus of this video lesson is local linearity. We say geometrically, if a function f is differentiable at a point A, and we zoom in near that point, a f of a, as shown in the diagram to the right, then the graph of y equals f of x appears to straighten out, and it looks more and more like a straight line near the point a, f of a. This geometric property is called local linearity. So that is, on any curve, if I zoom in close enough, right, the line or curve begins to look linear at that point or around that point. So we say that it is locally meaning to be around or nearby, linear, locally aligned. And the linear function whose graph is the tangent line is called the linearization of the function f at a. And we say that f of x is approximately equal to the function itself near that small interval. All right, example 1. Let f of x be the radical function, the square root of x plus 3. Find an equation of the tangent line to the graph of f at the point where x equals 1 and use this linearization to approximate f of 1.05. So here's the deal. F of x is root x plus 3. That is, looks something like this, right? It's shifted left 3. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to look specifically at the point 1, and we're trying to zoom in closely and find that tangent line at 1, right? So that if we, if we zoom in close enough at 1, we see that the behavior of the curve is approximately linear. And what we want to do is find the equation of that line and then use that linear function to approximate f of 1.05. Because if we were to actually plug in 1.05 into the function here, right, we would get the square root of 1.05 plus 3, which is the square root of 4.05, which we would need a calculator to approximate. Whereas if we create a linear function, we will not need a calculator. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by finding the slope of the tangent line at 1. That is our tangent, right? Our tangent slope. And we know how to do this because we've done this many times before. We are going to find the derivative, specifically the derivative at the point where they ask. So if we're going to find the derivative at 1, this is going to allow us to approximate this other value, this 1.05. So let's start by taking the derivative. So we have f prime of x is equal to, remember x plus 3 square rooted is going to be 1 half x plus 3 to the negative 1 half times the derivative of the inside function, which is just 1, so that nothing happens there. And if we rewrite this, we get 1 over 2 square root of x plus 3. And then we would like to find this at 1. So that is 1 over 2 square root of 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. So this is 1 over 2 root 4. Root 4 is 2. So this is 1 over 2 times 2, or 1/4. So we're going to say then that the slope of our tangent line is 1/4. Okay? So now we have our y equals mx plus b, and our x we know is 1. Our y we're going to get by simply plugging in 1 into this function. We know that 1 plus 3 is 4, square root of 4 is 2, so y is 2. M is 1/4. X is, as we said before, 1, and then plus b. Now we need this in terms of fourths. 2 is 8/4. So 8/4 is equal to 1/4 plus b. So we can see then that b is in fact 7/4. And so our linear equation is, our tangent equation is y equals 1/4 x plus 7/4. Now note, this here is our L of x. Okay, now according to our local linearity property here, we know that f of x is approximately equal to L of x. So we're going to say then f of x, let's actually find f of 1.05. So we're going to say f of 1.05 is approximately equal to our L of 1.05, because when we zoom in close enough at around 1, that it's approximately a line or curve. So then this is 1/4 times 1.05 plus 7/4. So that is 1/4, so what is that, 0.25 times 1.05 plus 7/4. So 7/4 is 1 whole and 3/4, so plus 1.75. And we could see that we are at approximately 2.0125. Looking at the graph on Desmos, and then looking at our linear function, which was 1/4 x plus 7/4, we can see that, as we said before, if we zoom in close enough around 1, that this line really quite nicely mirrors what is happening. So then that way, if we look at that 1.05, right, we zoom in close enough, that it behaves the same as the function itself, right? And so if we were to actually find the value of the function, f of 1.05, and then we were to find, let's call this L, and we were to find the value of our tangent at that same point, we would see that they're really close to each other, right? So 2.0125 if we round, and 2.0125. And so that's local linearity. Let's look at one more. Example 2. Find the local linearization of the function, this exponential function, base e, f of x equals 2e to the negative x plus 1 at x equals negative 1, and then use it to approximate f of negative 1.2. Okay, so first off, let's visualize what we have. We have here an exponential, but it's negative. So normally exponentials go up, left to right. This one's going to go down. So something like that. And we are trying to find at negative 1, so that's over here. We're trying to find our tangent line, so something like that. And we're saying, once again, if we zoom in close enough, that it basically becomes linear when you zoom in far enough. All right, so we're going to start again by finding our m tangent, and we know we need to find the derivative. So we will start there by finding f prime of x. All right, so we have our derivative of our exponential. Derivative of 2e to the negative x plus 1 is 2e to the negative x plus 1 times the derivative of our inside function, which is that negative x plus 1 linear function. So in this case, that is just times negative 1. So this is negative 2e to the negative x plus 1. And we would like to find our m tangent. And so that occurs at f prime of 1. In this case, that is negative 2e to the negative 1 plus 1. So that is negative 2e squared. All right, so we will then jump back into our y equals mx plus b linear equation. And we know that our y value is achieved by plugging in -1. So if we plug in, all right, hold on one moment. I think I need to backtrack. So I think I plugged in the wrong value right here. So let's jump back. So this is actually -1, which is going to change this just a little bit. So this is -2e to the negative 1 plus 1, which makes that power 0. So we get -2e to the 0. E to the 0 is 1, so our slope is actually much simpler at -2. All right, so once again, what I was saying is if we plug in -1 here, -1 plus 1, that gives 0. We have 2e to the 0, so our y value is 2. Our slope we said is -2, and our x value is -1, plus b, our y-intercept. So that gives us 2 equals 2 plus b. So then our y-intercept is actually 0. So that means our tangent line, or our local linearization, is L of x is equal to simply -2x. Meaning if we're trying to approximate f of -1.2, that will be approximately L of -1.2, which is -2 times -1.2, which is 2.4. All right, so here is our graph of our function, and then here is our graph of our tangent line at -1. Like I said before, if we zoom in close enough, we can see that the function f becomes approximately linear at that tangent line. And then we can see that f of -1 is 2, and that, -1.2 is 2.44, and then our local linearization at that same point is 2.4, and we can see that they're approximately the same. All right, so once again, what is our process for finding the linearization? So finding the linearization is the idea that if I zoom in close enough at a specific point for any curve, that it becomes approximately linear around that. So by finding the tangent line at that curve, we find the approximate linear relationship at that point around the curve. We do the same process as we've been doing all semester. We find the derivative, at a specific point, and then we use y equals mx plus b in order to find our tangent line. Our y-intercept is easily found by solving that equation, and then we can use this linear equation to approximate things that are around or near that -1. Now, do note that I could not use this particular linear function to approximate something, over here, right, to the right, or over here to the left. You have to make sure that the values you are using are within a reasonable distance of the tangent line's x value. All right. This was the last lesson for chapter 3. Now let's do our last assignment for the chapter, and then hopefully I'll be back tomorrow, and we